Hello, welcome to Mindful on a Friday night. It is movie night. George, let me know if you can hear me, honey, because I know you're in the chat. So, how is everybody out there? I hope everybody's doing well. It is Friday, and movie night is back. And I love Halloween, as you can tell from my background. I love Halloween. So I started a countdown to Halloween. I started early. We're going to be watching movies between now and Halloween. We're going to be there's going to be commercials. Could be newsreels like tonight. I don't know. It's what I feel like. And so we're going to be watching some movies between now and Halloween. And I'm just really excited about tonight because I don't know about you guys, but House on Haunted Hill, I love the newest one. So I'm just really excited about watching. I haven't seen this one all the way through. This particular one is starring Vincent Price, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to say hello to my biggest fan. He's officially my biggest fan, and I love him. He is Curious George, and he's here in the chat. It's a light night. I did not realize that Blondes and Booze were on Friday. So my bad. So I'll have to adjust maybe some movie nights in the future. I have to rethink that because I definitely don't want to be booking over my friends. So, but tonight, let's go ahead and have some fun. So what is going to happen this evening? First of all, thank you again to the Hurleys for the theme song. And it has a little bit of a spin with movie night. You see my little setup back here for Halloween. I got a little, little kitty back there. My cat's probably outside. And my husband's out there taking care of dinner for me because he is a sweetie. So, okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get going. Let me show you some stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is going to happen tonight? We have our feature movie. Our feature movie is, where is it? The 1959 classic is the story of a millionaire who offers $10,000 to 5 people who agree to be locked in a large, spooky rented house overnight with him and his wife. Starring Vincent Price. Loved Vincent Price. So it's going to be really fun. So we have the feature. During the feature, there will be multiple intermissions. We'll start with some commercials. And what do the commercials look like? Let me go ahead and show you. Let's go ahead and get us started with one because you got to kind of spice things up a little bit, huh? So give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. This was something that surprised me today. Hey, George, since you're in the chat, and whoever else is in the chat, if everybody pops up, feel free to, oh my God, it's my Cindy Lou. I love you, Cindy Lou. So anyway, so one thing that I found out today, did you guys know who the first Ronald McDonald was by any chance? I'm going to wait for a second because I know there's a delay. So I found it out today. So, and I decided to go ahead and share this little nugget of wisdom with my Mindforkers through sharing the first Ronald McDonald commercial ever made. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that, and then we can talk about that on the other side. Hold on. Let's see, open.
Producing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald. Hey, Ronald.
Here I am, kid. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time. Now, come on and meet the boys and girls.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do. Especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. A magic tray here keeps me well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, french fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun. He's Ronald McDonald. favorite place in town.
So, did you guys know that it was Willard Scott? And did anybody else, the reason why I included that in there, first of all, it was before I realized it was Willard Scott. Willard Scott used to do the weather in like the Today Show and used to like call out the people that were like 100 and over. So he would show up in that. He was so sweet. But in that clip, that first Ronald McDonald, that'd be creepy. Don't you guys think? So anyway, that was the first. And there's more to the story because yes, it was Willard Scott. And the character in that commercial was actually based on Bozo, which was Willard Scott's character. So it was actually Willard Scott that, invented the whole thing. So now you can think, if McDonald's made it because of Ronald McDonald, we can thank Willard Scott for documentaries like, what was it when I ate like McDonald's for 21 days straight, 3 meals a day or whatever it was. I can't remember, but you get the point. So anyway, so thanks McDonald's for the, those extra rolls in our tummies. Love you, Ronald McDonald. So, okay, so that is a flavor of the type of commercial. Sorry, I have my new contacts in. I'm not crying because, Willard Scott. But so that's the type of commercial that you will expect. There's going to be a little intro. Oh, Fappy Lou. Fappy Doo. Fappy. Oh my God, the clan started to pop in. Fab and Conundrum. Hi, honey. Thank you guys for being here. And again, thank you to Cindy and Stuart and George, who's my #1 fan, and he was the first one. So anyway, so that was the first commercial. So we got Ronald McDonald was Willard Scott, and that was a little bit creepy. So no wonder they went ahead and just moved away from that one and went from the more traditional Ronald McDonald that we all know and love today. So, okay, so that was #1. #2 thing that's going to happen today that's a little bit different. So I don't know how many of you guys actually went to the movies back in the 70s and experienced this whole, how the movies were supposed to be. So part of the movie experience, and I remember because I was a kid, I went to see, believe it or not, I was 6. My parents took me to see The Godfather. Love my parents, but hence why we're here. Just kidding. I love them. They were so cool. They took me everywhere. So back in the 70s, the movies were a little bit different. It was very, very traditional, very classic. And the pattern, it was like the same thing every time. You'd go and you'd watch your newsreel, right? I'm an 80s baby. Okay, I'm old, babe. I'm old. That's all I'm going to say about that. So anyway, so you go to the movies and you get to watch a newsreel. And they were always so boring because it was a cartoon newsreel and then some commercials and all that stuff. So that is the essence of this show. So I made up my own newsreel. So, and this is a clip from videos that were presented at the Robertson panel. In what year was that? In the 1960s. Yes, so these 2 videos were from 1950s. One from 1950 and one from 1952. They're from Montana and from Utah, and I'm going to go ahead and show them to you guys. But these are news clips of the era that I turned into what I called Mind Fork like newsreels. So I'm going to show you guys. It's so good to see you. Yeah, I went to see The Godfather at the age of, okay, I can't say it. I was young. Let's put it that way, Conundrum. I was youngin'. I was the youngin'. Okay, so here we go. So presenting for the first time on Mind Fork Classic Movie Night, newsreels by Mind Fork. And
This is the Montana film, projected exactly as it was photographed. The objects are moving against a 25 to 28 mile an hour wind.
We will now vary the action and size of the objects and also stop the action from time to time for your study. We have just made a jump cut in the film to an enlarged size and reversed the action. You are now seeing the objects exactly as they were photographed, but from a closer perspective. Analysis reveals that the objects are not balloons, nor any kind of known aircraft. The images are very different from those produced by any kind of birds at any distance. The shape, brightness, speed, rectilinear path, steady motion, and separation rule out various forms of optical atmospheric mirages or cloud reflections. Comprehensive analysis has eliminated meteors and other known natural phenomena. The possibility of airplane reflection has been carefully studied and ruled out.
This is the Utah film as it was originally photographed.
The image structure and maneuvers definitely eliminate any kind of known aircraft.
This is where Chief Photographer Newhouse, in his excitement, changed exposure. He believed that by changing density and giving the film more contrast, he could clarify the objects. The single object that reversed its course. The bounce is due to handheld camera. Now we study the action of one section of the film. We stop the action. We move in.
Within a 5-mile range, aircraft could be determined. In excess of 5 miles, the speeds are greater than aircraft can achieve, except in straight-line speed runs. The movement here follows an elliptical or circular pattern. Microscopic examination reveals that the objects are well focused. Their size varies from 1/6 to 1/10 the size of the moon, as it appears to the naked eye. Their form is circular and sometimes elliptical. This fits the commonly used flying saucer description.
Observe the object in the upper left corner. We move in to study the action. The object upper left will go out of frame on widescreen projection. Observe the motion of the two objects upper right as we rock them back and forth. Now we move over and up on the frame to make a closer study of the object in the upper left corner.
Examine this object closely. Compare it with those objects you saw in the Montana film. These films were taken approximately 2 years apart, hundreds of miles apart.
We drop back to the original perspective and resume. Now the section of the film where photographer Newhouse changed exposure.
Weather conditions, together with the persistence and motion of the formations, eliminate the possibility of atmospheric mirages. Photogrammetric experiments have shown that the images cannot be associated with any kind of birds at any distance.
Stop. Now forward again. Stop. We drop back to original perspective. Now once again and for the last time, the Utah film.
The objects cannot be associated with any known balloon observations.
For the last time, the Montana film.
So, what did you guys think about that? I hadn't really seen this, and I found it by George. Is like, I think it was George that said that he hadn't seen stuff like that. It's like hold on a second. So basically, I find it interesting that these clips exist out there. I'm like looking for it as far as, creating news clips. And this is just one of many. I have some for the other movie nights where it's like people talking about UFOs and all, it's great to look back at history. It's great to look at some of these videos because they do remind you so much of some of the stuff that we've seen, that we've seen. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Jade, how you doing? You're gonna switch to X? Go to X, whatever you want. Just be here. I'd love for you to watch because I'm gonna the next clip is coming up. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting. I like to look at history because we tend to forget. One of the things I was telling George Sago, I want to air like the church committee in 1975, where all the MK Ultra stuff was talked about and admitted to, and etc. So just to remind people of the things that they did do and the things that were recorded as haven't been done by our government. Yeah, I want to go there. And Timmy, hi Timothy, how are you? It's so good to see you. So, no, you're out for the night. Have fun, but be careful out there. Hopefully it's nice and cool down. Hey, and there you go. Good to see you. So hopefully it's nice and cool down at DFW in the Fort Worth area where you're at. Not so far away from here. I'm in Oklahoma, for anybody who didn't know. If you're new and you happen to see this and you like it, hit like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff, whatever you feel like doing. No pressure here. I'm dressed up because I like Halloween. And that's just me. So, okay. So what is coming up next? So the other thing that we always have for all movies, like you said, newsreel, there's always a cartoon. So tonight we have a special cartoon. Where is it? The Cobweb Hotel. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip for you guys. Oh my God. Hold on. People. I got Rockstar 8970 Able. Did I do that right? Sometimes I get that wrong. What's curious say? Map of Oklahoma with 0 cities on the map. There's lots of cities. And XJ, hi, honey. So good to see you. So, okay, you're right on time in Hectic Targets for Sydney. So I'm so glad you guys are here. So next is our special cartoon. And this one, I'm troubled by this cartoon. And we'll talk about it on the other side of it. But I'm troubled by this cartoon because of a personal thing I have going on with a spider right now, and it's just really sad. So, but this is a very, very interesting little cartoon that I thought, you guys, that sounds fun. Hold on, let me cue it up. I'm a little bit slow tonight, but we're taking it casual, right? Casual.
you'll find that the service is swell. Now you needn't be shy, I won't harm a fly. Spend the night at the Cobweb Hotel. Come into my parlor, please do. In a while all your cares will be through. There'll be no rent to pay, 'cause you'll be here to stay. Spend the night at the Cobweb Hotel. The register. You'll be very pleased. Newlyweds. Thank you. Now make yourselves at home while I prepare your room. I'll be right back. Come into my parlor, please do. Here is your sweet. I'll get you.
So I'm personally conflicted, and I'm gonna share why. Um, I love spiders, y'all, and it, that wasn't a good representation. And I'm so sad. It's like our spider that was outside that has, we have a spider that has like, there's two egg sacs that are sitting there, and supposedly there's like 1,000. It's like totally, she's like Charlotte's Web, but then she disappeared like in the last day. I think from the storm. I'm really, really sad. And then I had already selected Cobweb Hotel for tonight because obviously makes sense for Halloween. But then it made me sad because of our spider situation. And then I don't want to move the babies. It's such a hard thing to deal with. I know, right? Car remembers I was talking about my spider drums on Twitter. But yeah, it was really sad. So yeah, that spider that was in the pictures, that spider is like, it got blown away or something. So anyway, so but that was Cobweb Hotel. Every movie has movie now newsreel, commercials. We're about to kick those off here, as part of the intro to the movie, and then our feature. And you will have little potty breaks along the way, and I'll see you guys at the end of the feature. So this lasts about an hour and a half total, but again, there's multiple intermissions, and it starts with the commercials experience that you get as part of Mindfort. So get your snacks, get your blankie, cuddle up on the couch, wherever you're comfy, a bean bag, a futon. I'm not going to go through the entire inventory of couchware that exists, but get comfy and let me go ahead and get us going with our feature presentation. It is wild, y'all. And I don't know. Has anybody seen the original? Not the original. This is the original. Has anybody seen the newer haunted House on Haunted Hill? Those on Netflix? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get us going. I love you guys. I will talk to you. Yes, Curious George has seen it, and he's got his blanket, and we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and load this up.
Oops. Now there's a happy accident. An accident that could lead to opportunity. But then he had to take off his hat. And uh-oh, poor guy. Dry, lifeless hair can take the fun out of your life, but you can put it back with Brill Cream. With Brill Cream, a little dabb'll do you. Watch Brill Cream put life in dry hair and fun back into your life. Brill Cream gives your hair that look the ladies love.
Excitingly clean, disturbingly healthy, so masculine. Watch.
Brill Cream, a little dabble do ya? Brill Cream, you look so debonair. Brill Cream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair.
Use Brill Cream and put life in your hair.
Son of a gun, it's refreshment time!
All aboard the snack bar special for Coca-Cola, peanuts, hot dogs, ice cream, candy. That's the snack bar special for Coca-Cola, peanuts, hot dogs. Whatever your choice from the snack bar, things go better with Coke.
And now, ladies and gents, it's showtime. Come with me into the world of celluloid magic. Come enjoy the mystery, the romance, the horror, and the humor. The stars, the music. Enjoy the show.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money. Gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the $10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
Who closed the door?
This thing's made of solid steel.
Annabelle, our guests are here, unfortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why all these strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Would you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free, and your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days,
Think so?
if I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes, arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you. I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. And don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only 2. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are 2 loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
Now, Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
Oh, he hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house.
You got your sunrise, you caught a prize, you're making your Johnson. Party nights, summer whites, your friends and your Johnson. Rooster tails, water trails, your kids and your Johnson. Saturday nights, distant lights, your girl and your Johnson.
You and your Johnson, a way of life for over 50 years.
Tonight, right after Animal House, Eric Estrada and Howard Hessman meet the Dream Girls.
Hi.
Of every man's fantasy.
I'll just knock you dead.
Morgan Fairchild, Linda Carter, Kathy Lee Crosby, Victoria Principal, and much, much more. They're the sexiest super ladies on the scene. They're the women who rate a 10 later tonight.
Whack it! Balzac it! Balzac, it's the craze. It's the ball that flies in crazy waves. Whack it! Balzac it! The Balzac balloon goes in a sack. Blow it up, give Balzac a whack. Whack it! Balzac it! Add some coins, a little H2O. I wiggle and a wobble, baby, watch me go. And here's my little buddy, the Balzac brat, and my newest pal, Monster Balzac. Twice as big, twice as fat. Whack it! Balzac it! Whack it! Balzac it!
Yeah! Okay. Who wants to clean and debone him? I'll do it. What gives? You want to do it? Just wait till you see what I've got. It's the Wonder Boner. The Wonder Boner? Oh, you laugh now. Just watch. You just assemble the Wonder Boner stainless steel rods like this. Take the fish, find the top of the spine, sliding through the ring on the Wonder Boner, and voila! The Wonder Boner. My wife would like that.
Introducing the Wonder Boner, the amazing new fishing tool that makes deboning fish a breeze. The Wonder Boner's unique design removes the bones from trout, char, and whitefish. Simply connect the appropriate size stainless steel rods, start the spine through the ring, and push the fish through. It's that easy. Why go through the hassle of deboning a fish the old-fashioned way when the Wonder Boner makes deboning fish this easy?
Well, I think the Wonder Boner is a winner. So, Dave, when did you get the Wonder Boner? It's funny you should ask.
Order your Wonder Boner now. Call 1-800-310-3039 and receive the amazing Wonder Boner for just $19.95.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet. A place where animals play. It's called the forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match or cigarette and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different. Look out! God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
Destroys everything with hair and flesh. Just leaves the bones. My, it's dry and dusty down here.
Well, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on.
How'd you get invited to this party?
mean, what did he tell you?
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
I'm going to stay, too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Oh, were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet. Bottles.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
Please, come on. Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
What? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Who?
He didn't bump his head. They hit him.
They?
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
Well, then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
You in a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know. I was so scared.
Does it sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall.
Tap lower down.
Where'd it come from?
From in here.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
Well, how can I?
I'm Annabelle Loren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are. But who? I hope for your sake you never find out.
Better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed.
If you like really good coffee, why not spend the extra money and get 2 cans of Wilkins? Why not? Howdy, stranger. I hear you don't drink Wilkins coffee. Yeah, so what? Now, are there any other strangers in town?
You just getting home?
Yeah, you know I had to work late.
Well, you could have called.
Honey, I told you this morning I had to work late.
Oh, that's right.
Kids okay?
Fine. I took them to the dentist.
How'd they do?
Well, Kathy only needed 2 fillings, and Billy needed 1.
That's a lot better than the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the crest.
If your family uses Crest and has fewer cavities, don't be surprised. 12 years of tests prove Crest reduced cavities. In these tests, Crest reduced cavities 34%, 21%, 42%, all against the same toothpaste but without fluorestan. Crest is accepted by the Council on Dental Therapeutics of the American Dental Association, as signified by this statement and this seal. So watch between meal treats, brush often, have regular checkups, and ask your dentist about Crest.
Hurry, hurry, step right this way, folks, for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, taste-tempting candies of finest quality. Enjoy popcorn, exploded into tender, delicious, crispy bites of crunchy goodness. Enjoy the tops in cool, refreshing soft drinks. If you want to enjoy some refreshments, this is your opportunity. There will now be a short intermission.
I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot. You've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Oh, well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
Yes, I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end. It's close to midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
I don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of this silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins. This is my wife's idea. And I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. was in there? A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
But what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1 million people around her. And if they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
Look, would you sort of stay up here, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
It's intermission time. Time to visit our concession stand. Show starts in 10 minutes.
How many decades will your husband say his mother has lived? Gloria.
10 decades.
10 decades. Gentlemen, how many decades has your mother lived? Daryl, you have a troubled look on your face. What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know what a decade is. 44th birthday, so she'd be...
Good.
It's 4 years a decade. She'd be 10 decades.
10 decades. Well, tell me, what is your favorite crustacean, Ray?
It's lobster.
All right, Laurie said your favorite crustacean is the stuff in your eyes.
Stuff that gets in your eye when you sleep. This is not lobster.
No, it's not lobster.
Crustano.
That's right. Yeah,
You wipe it away.
Centauri. Earthlings are divided into 2 species. Those who use giant tin smash with 16 servings, measuring scoop, and resealable lid. And others who carry heavy bags of potatoes home to make mash. Sir, how else can we tell the Earthlings apart? The ones that carry potatoes may have longer arms.
Or mash, get smash.
Nora? Nora?
Nora?
What do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Let her down.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Loren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Hide me. Please, hide me.
What's the matter?
Hide me.
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Loren is dead.
But how?
Loren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him?
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I gotta go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here.
If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it. So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here?
Wait. Don't wait.
What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Where's what's-her-name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Loren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Loren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria, and one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who'll be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Loren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Loren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder. What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Loren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder?
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder? Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Laura, and we know that. One of us is guilty, and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
Do you really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns. And we're all agreed.
Oh, I wish this night were over.
Rooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference. They aren't through with us yet.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
Good night.
Good night, Doctor. okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lorne.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
Candy is delicious food, eat some every day. Oh, we ride in the rodeo, roping steers and busting broncos, and we haven't had a bite to eat since dawn. We are hungry and we're dragging, but here comes the old chuck wagon with the bills that we long for. Bring her on!
Now, I'm the U.S. Marshal. To soft drinks, I am partial.
And this popcorn's good.
My gosh, I say it be. Me like 'em, lick 'em, ice cream, and this ice cream, very nice cream.
You buy 'em. And you try 'em.
And you see. Now it's time for intermission, so let's all hit the trail and gather round the sweet bar where these goodies are on sale.
It's time for Hires, that real old-time root beer.
Since 1876, for pleasure and thirst.
You taste the difference. The flavor of actual roots, bark, and herbs.
Hires to you, all your taste desires, for purity and better flavor. Stop and have a Hires. Yes, youngsters, oldsters, all agree, here's a drink for all the family. From the bottle, fountain, and the keg, too, it's real old-time Hires root beer for pleasure and thirst. Hires to you. Patronize the refreshment stand here for popcorn, frankfurters, candy, ice cream.
And Hires root beer.
Like Rower said, Rower.
Frosty, man, frosty.
admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time? It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
David? David?
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Can anybody hear me before I go back to playing the movie? Okay, hold on. Okay, just hold right there. My internet got completely disconnected. I am so sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to forward it because it was at a spot. Hold on. see. I don't want to go too far. Where did we leave off? We were right at we were right at the end. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Back to the show. I'm so sorry. I'm back.
The crime you two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
Oh, it's right along here somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Lorne. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so. It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now there are 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
So, guys, what a movie. What did you guys think? Interesting. The acting was off the charts, wasn't it? The acting was, I love acting like that because they really count on those very dramatic, over poses, dramatic over enunciations. I mean, nobody talks like that in real life. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. I'm really sorry about the issue there at the end. I completely lost connectivity here. Like on my side, I mean, the chat was still going. It's just the StreamYard just died. So as a reminder, so what's coming up next? So depending on what you guys think. So right now I have a couple of nights planned. I have Night of the Living Dead planned out, as well as Nosferatu. So right now I have them all on the schedule for the 18th and then the 25th. But I'll see, because there's a couple of people that had shows now on Fridays also, so I'll have to figure that out. So I wanted to thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun. If you like what you saw, just like, subscribe, share, whatever. Do your thing. You know how it goes. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, or 3, because I'm going to be out of town there for a week. That's why the pause between now and October 18th. And then the final one on the 25th is an open StreamYard. And in the meantime, I'm publishing a series. Right now, I have a Rockabye Baby out there. I'm working on Ring Around the Rosie. So it's a dark history instead of day in history, looking at the meaning behind a lot of the things that we just on a daily just talk about and never really look into. So I wanted to say good night real quick to people in the chat. Thank you all for sticking around. SoCal Squatcher, thank you guys for being here. Carnundrum, thank you. Lenny was here. Thank you so much for being here, honey. Dave, a lovely Davy Jones. Bobby McBride, thank you so much for being here. I am so sorry we got cut off earlier. I'm so mad. I'm trying to find XJ. Would say, hey, XJ, thank you so much for being here. Just saying goodnight. And Curious George, I'm scrolling all the way up. But yeah, Curious George was here super early. So thank you so much. And and Dorothy and Cindy. I've had a lot of friends come by today, so thank you guys. And of course, the Hurleys that I love so much. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys very, very soon. And I'm going to close this off with my intro intro morphed with movie night. Love you guys. Peace.